the camera and plug it back in again, and I had to stop the stream as well to get that working. Well, that was good. That was great. Okay, so right, tonight I'm going to go through hopefully 6 games in 1 hour. We already lost 2 of our minutes. So we are going to start off with Stories Untold, and we're going to work through Recursed, Tricone Lab, Archaica, Path of Light, Operator Overload, and Echo, hopefully. So, what have we got? Start off with Stories Untold. Let me get that open. So, I actually got, I played Stories Untold very quickly, just over a couple of days, I think, recently. Picked it up, and it's not that long. I really enjoyed it, and I just thought I'd just go through a little bit of it here, because I'm sure everybody heard about it, but I'm not sure if everybody's seen a little bit of it. And just go through the opening of the game. So we should have Stories Untold popping up any second now. There we go. So there's 4 different chapters, and from what I remember, No Code released The House Abandoned as a sort of separate free itch.io thing originally, and I think when there was a lot of interest in it, then they decided they were going to make a larger game, and they're really rather fun, even though to some extent it's quite a frustrating exercise in gameplay. So let me just start off The House Abandoned. So it's feels kind of nostalgic. In a weird way, that I don't actually remember seeing anything like this, but it makes me feel of, you know, science fiction shows from the 80s and stuff. Now, I actually believe that's a little bit too close to the Stranger Things, the feel of Stranger Things at the start. I mean, it's just a fairly different opening, but just the style of the letters, there's that general feel. I can't tell you how much this opening actually annoys me, because as it's loading up, there's too much of the ooh. When you are actually loading a Spectrum, which this clearly isn't, I love the little bit of the music coming in there. But you know, when the Spectrum images were loading up, you tend to get a lot of like when the data is being loaded, and that's it bugs me there that I don't quite see a lot of that there. So here you are, the game starts, and it doesn't really tell you anything to do. Ah, Greg. Just notice you there. So yes, so it starts up, and there's no instructions. You just got to face this. So it's obviously like you're just going to type on this computer. So you remember being told to look in the glove box for you going in. So get a nice little keyboard noise. Look, glove box. That appears to be unlocked. Ah, the old adventure thing. Yes, yeah. I'm not going to just open it. You're going to have to open it yourself. Open glove box. Inside's key. And a note from Dad. You take both. Well, let's read the note. I'm gonna speed through this. I'm not gonna. You should explore a lot more this first section. So hope you enjoy your break. You need to fire up the generator. There you are. There's your instruction to get around the back and put the lights on. Okay, and there's something in the attic for you. What could that be? Right. So enter to continue. Now, this is where the frustration is the fact that it's not a proper text adventure interface. If you're familiar with text adventures, for example, you might be able to say, oh, take inventory, or just I for short. And it has no idea what that means. North. I don't know what that means. And that happens all the way through. Anything you're used to just doesn't work. I'd say get out of the car. Let's just try that. There we go. It recognizes something like that. So outside, we're in front of the house. I love the evocation of the spectrum that it's giving you at this point. So let's go around the back. Go back of house. Let's just see if this works. Where would you like to go? So as you see, I'm already having trouble. Go back of house. Door appears to be locked. Need to use key. Okay, yes. The yard stretches around the side of the house. Okay, so go yard. Take a walk around to the yard. Okay, it's been maintained. Spent a long time here with your family on holiday trips. Good memories. Okay, so this is the thing. You quickly discover that this isn't. You're going to have to say, look at the area. Okay, you see a generator. All right, so turn on generator. Okay, on it goes. Worst of life. You know, it's pretty straightforward. Go front of house. Can I say that? Go front of house. Good. Another annoying thing is you can't type. You can't actually put in a command while it's doing that. And sometimes if you're going back and forth, you're not quite sure what to do, then that can be frustrating. But despite some of these frustrations, this is just feels a lot of fun. So I will go into, so unlock door with the key, hopefully. Yep, there we go, insert the key and turn, door lock clicks open. So go house. Yes, good, go house works. If I was playing by myself, I wouldn't be second guessing myself, but I know people are watching, so I have to be careful, like, please, I hope this is going to work. So we turn on the light switch. I remember John Walker was complaining that he didn't need keyboard noises because he's got his own keyboard which you can hear. But, you know, I think it's all right. I can actually move with the mouse, by the way. Just a little bit. Not very much, but just enough to make you feel like, oh, actually, I'm sitting in this room. So I'll go climb the stairs. You should wander around the house. I just want to get to a certain... Oh, yeah, go climb stairs, not going to work. And go stairs. Walk upstairs to the landing. So we're at the landing. And so, all right, so pictures adorn the walls. You can look at the pictures, but I'm going to go to the bedroom. Which bedroom? Does your bedroom work? No, go your bedroom. It's kind of a weird hybrid of a very sophisticated interface and not. So you have to say go your bedroom, but they wouldn't understand, you know, something like go your... Actually, I haven't tried that. So many good memories here. It's been preserved so well on the desk. Is a gift wrap box. Open gift. And it is... It's amazing. It's an old computer. A feature 128K plus 2. It's been preserved well in the attic and hopefully still works. Fantastic. And I will draw your attention to the fact that that's actually the computer that's on the desk in front of you. Your bedroom, so many good memories here. It's been preserved so well. On your desk is a feature 128K plus 2 computer and a copy of The House Abandoned. It's all still to be set up though. So set up computer. Computer, no. Right. You plug it in and it leads. It's all set up and ready to go. There is a game here too. Can I load game? Don't understand. Play game. Put the cassette in the computer and press play. Turn. And then that happens. Give me a jump like it did the first time. So, what's going on? And it starts again. But of course slightly different. It's dark, but it's clearly neglected. You remember being told to check the glove box before going in. You can't stand to be near this place. Now I'm not going to go any further because what happens next is really great. And then that's kind of the first episode, and there's a second episode which is quite different again, and there's a third episode quite different again. And these are really fun. There's so many frustrations, and I was almost yelling at the computer when I was doing the second chapter because I couldn't know the commands. Yes, Greg, I'm not going to carry on. I really didn't want to spoil it. I thought that's enough to whet people's appetites. Because I didn't know what commands to put in the second one, and it was just very frustrating. Like, I know what I want to do, but you don't understand it. So it's like the worst of text adventures, but that's not what this is really about. It's more about a sense of mystery and dislocation. Nice comment, Greg. So the fourth chapter doesn't work as well, because that's more about it's trying to tell you something. The first few parts are more like a mystery which just truncates before you can understand it, and it's just really, really good. And then the fourth one does the absolute opposite. It's trying to tell you information, and that's where it doesn't work, because what it's really good at is ambiguity. But when it's trying to do something different, I was kind of ahead of it. I understood what it was trying to tell me before it actually completed its story. So, nonetheless, I mean, the first three parts are worth the price of admission, and I think it's like 2 or 3 hours at most. So, give it a go. Time to go back to, well, maybe switch this program off, and we'll proceed on to our next game. So, which is my fabulous Recursed. Excuse me a second. Steam says I need to unlock my parental control. There we go. Let me just do that. And we're going to have Recursed come up any second now. You know what? My volume is too loud. There we go. Right, so let me bring the game up. And you should see the Recursed title screen. Now, I wrote about this for Rock, Paper, Shotgun. And I really found it... I mean, it just sounded interesting. It was like the tagline was like where rooms, where items, rooms can be items and items can be rooms, something like that. I can't even remember it now. And it sounded interesting. I didn't know how it was going to work out. I see we have the developer Ponky on the stream, so I better be careful about it. Oh, this is a terrible game. I really hate it. So I'm just going to take you through it because I think it's kind of difficult to explain. I tried my best with the Rock, Paper, Shotgun article, but I think it's worth just, diving in. So I'm going to need my old friend, the controller. And let's get into the first level. So straightforward, just jumping around, and you got some blocks. Again, no instructions, so I can pick that up. Oh, actually, there were instructions. There are instructions, isn't there? I just skipped them. There is a tiny tutorial that tells you what things to press and so whatsoever. Fun fact, I got stuck on this level for a long time because I couldn't remember how to throw things. And then you've got this ring, and that turns out to be what you might call a story. So I can throw it against the wall.
No, I've checked the whole room, and I can't see a way out. I didn't miss anything. It was worth a try.
So, yeah, I'm not going to say I was totally thrilled by the rings, but they are useful at times for pointing you in the direction where you should be going. And to be honest, it's very simple. There's only one place to go here, right? Which is that up there. I've thrown my block over here, so well done. Okay, level complete. So, again, if the game is explaining things to you without, going into too much detail. Let's go to the next one, barrier. And so what does this try to tell you? So I need to get over there, but it's too high for me. So obviously I need to get this block. And oh dear, when I'm carrying the block, I can't jump as high. So there you are, that's something to know. So solution is just to throw it, and then you get out. What does the next one teach us? Key. So the staple of every good puzzle game, a key. Although we're going to play a puzzle game that doesn't really have keys later. So I've got this as a lock over there, so I could jump up here. Now, you can actually climb all the way over there, but tell you what, it's just easy to throw it. My favorite trick, I just throw keys everywhere. And just throw that back. It's just a lot easier than having to carry it around. Let's jump up here. Level complete. And then we go to Ascent. We need to get all the way up here, but it's basically an extension of the last puzzle. A puzzle game without keys. Who would make such a thing? Well, Ben, I don't know. Maybe we'll find out later who could do such a thing. So, right. Yeah, this is the way to do it. It's more or less the same puzzles we had earlier, way to throw it. Pick it up here. And do I need to... Chests, finally, we start to see what this game is about. So, chests. Now, I'll point out, it's well positioned. Ah, hello, Greetings, Scar. Greetings to you too. You'll notice the hole here is positioned perfectly, so you have to fall into the chest, where it tells you, oh, okay, I fall into the chest, go into another room. You can't see Recursed. Interesting. Is Greetings Scar the only person with that problem? I can see it. I've got the Twitch open here. I can see it here. Oh, that's perfect. Okay, Greetings Scar, you're going to have to reboot your PC. That's the IT way. I've gone into this chest, and there's a key in there. And I can use that pink thing to come back out of the chest. So that's great. So I can just jump in. I need the key. Thank you, Edgestream. I can take the key out. Great, no problem. So I've got another chest here. And here, another subtle point. You can't jump into the box. So it forces you to try and pick it up. Very instructive level. In you go. And there's the way out. Fantastic. So, woodland. Now we're going to go into the next section. And let's have a look at the first one. So here we start to get into real puzzle territory. So you've got 3 chests, so what's in each one of them? So, okay, we've got a door and a block. If we want to take the block out, can't jump up there. So we'd have to come run this way, so we need a key. Someone did say Recursed. So let's have a look. What else have we got in here? In this one we've got the key. But unfortunately, if we pick the key up, we could throw it over there. Let's have a look here. There we go. Lots of throwing, I can get it out. Out we come. Right, so I'm just going to dump that key here. Well, actually, let's check the last chest before I do anything. Alright, so that's why I need the block. This is all still simple stuff at the moment. I'm going to bring this chest down here. Take in my key. Open that up. And out we come. Now I can't jump with it there, so I will bring the chest down. Drop that there. Oh, that's it. That's the only problem I find. Sometimes the screen is a bit smallish. It feels a bit small because of the low resolution. And occasionally you find yourself fighting over which object to pick up. So here we are, finally. And that's the way out. Now I actually did that a harder way when I did it when I was testing myself here. So let's see, reset. Let's do this one as well. So we've got a block. We've got a block, but though it's not enough to go up there. No, the title is named what the title is named. Right. Oh my gosh. So I'm going to jump in and not get distracted by the chat. So we've got 3 blocks. So we're going to easily pick one up, come out, and drop it there. Is that enough? No. So we go inside, and you've still got 3 blocks. And this is the point where there's several very major points that make Recursed what it is. One of them is the resets. If you leave a chest and go back in, everything in there is exactly the way it was. And this has certain important points. For example, I can actually take out billions and billions of blocks, as many as I want. Someone needs to attach a bell here, and I'll probably react appropriately. Poor Twonky. Out we come again. And so that's great. You can actually generate billions of objects from anything. You can pull them out, and it's great. It's constantly reset. But also, as a downside, you can't arrange anything inside a chest. And so even if that's right. If I arrange them, go back in, that arrangement is lost. Which means if you're trying to set up a particular solution, you can't do that. You've got to find some other way of doing that. So the reset is one thing. And what was the other thing I want to say? The resets and the cloning, the fact that you can produce copies of objects. So let me just come out of here. Let me just choose one of these great many blocks and leave. So I'm going to speed on to the sewer and have a look at flood. So now you've got this water here, which is great. Don't worry, you're not going to drown. And we've got a chest up here, which some of the jumps are a little bit tricky in Recursed. But okay, so I go in here and, well, there's the exit. And I can't actually reach it. So, well, the way to do this, there's only one way to do this. Take the chest, stick it in water. So the chest, if it's in water, is full of water. And that leads to all sorts of shenanigans over the next few chests, the next few levels. The only thing is, there are a few levels where something floats or moves as the water level fills up, and it can feel a little bit, sometimes a bit arbitrary how that moves. Yes, Greg, it is cool. And it is really good the way the water floods the chests, and it changes how you can move around them. But this isn't really the half of how crazy it gets. So we will see this next level of green. So we've got a key over there, and we'll need obviously a block of some kind. And there's the block, but it's green. Why is it green? So I can't help thinking this reminded me of Braid's infamous green things, which I called in my head invariant objects because they were resistant to time being moved around, reversed, whatever. So when you go into the chest, it's gone. The green objects don't only have they're persistent. They will stay wherever you put them. Oops. And that is another horrible thing to deal with. How do I do it this way? Is that the jump I'm supposed to do? Man, really? I feel like that's a bit too difficult. What am I missing? Tell you what, I'll pick it up and drop it a little bit closer to the edge. There you go. That's going to work, right? Obviously not. So it would be ideal to have more than one block here, but I don't have that. Oh, do you need to see me finish this? Thank you. Right, there you go. So, it's got a nice low res look. It's quite basic, but it does the job. And I'm not going to attract anybody's attention to the white gem there. Forget about that. pretend I didn't see it. Let's go down a bit further, and I'm not really going to go through any more levels because I think that's probably enough to demonstrate what the basics. But there's more stuff that awaits you. So if I just pile this up and some of these jumps. Okay, what are we going to hear? Yeah, we got a green thing. What does the green thing do? Right? Okay, so I'm going to need to bring that down here because I need a block. Did I not get all the white gems? I thought I got all the white gems. Did I miss one? Oh my god. I will say I haven't done the Oobleck conundrum yet. I haven't finished all the levels. Just I've been bad. I just moved on to other things. Yeah, then you got a jar, and I'm going to just stop there because honestly, the jars break my head. I could tell you what the jar is, but we'll just leave it there, and you can just like whatever. What? There's another mission pack on top of the Oobleck conundrum. Really? What? Indie supporter now. Options. I can't remember. How do you get the Oobleck? Oh, no, not credits. Come out of the credits. I went to the Nexus. At least I can pick it up. That's always a good thing. Right, so... Alright, there we go. Take the key. Jump through there. Pun fest. I'm gonna stop. You start doing... Right, it's... With the way you can move rooms around and make copies of rooms, because the chests, if they're in a chest, some little frustrations here, like my jumping, I had some issues with the jumping there, but we're gonna have a lot of talk this evening about loot crates. So let's move to now this is by Josh Singer of Partick Hill Games, and I think it's just like it's just the only game I'll say biology. So if I just jump straight into it to see what kind of game to level interface of Tricone Lab. Who would dare to... so anyway, the goal in this game is straightforward. You just have teaching you a lesson, which is you can use the same thingamajigam to make more than one tricone molecule. So what's not very useful at the moment, but will be right, let's move on to first breaker, where we got the second breaker. Yes. Now, and later on, you'll have breakers which have more than one dot on them. And it's very clear what you're looking at. I don't say I like the look of it that much. I think it's a little bit too grey, but it's very clear to read. So let's look at the next one, which is triple move. So now here we've got multiple dots. So we've got one left, and then we want to break this guy open. There we go. No problemo. So let's have a look at something that's a little bit more challenging. Break block. And now this is the first level where you've really got these guys inside here, and obviously to get this guy out here. So I've got to break. Just break open that because I can't reach it otherwise, and then I break that, so that guy's fine, and then I bring this. You've got to think about, well, what's the order I have to do this in? So this has actually got an undo. That was one thing. So still, I mean, it's a little bit more challenging. It's still a great splendor of a puzzle. Now there's these little things which is a cone stealer. I'm not going to ask you to look at that. Basically, they steal the key to this level is trying to figure out, you've got to be able to bring, and I have to make 3 tricones in total. So this is more about like, what's the safest way to sacrifice? So I'll need 2. There we go. And open this one up as well. Right, green, red. Oh, no, I don't go there. There we go. Oh, that's interesting. I haven't finished every level. I've been quite way in, but yeah, I think they're, as far as I was aware, they were definitely permanent. Okay, so now you can start to see how complicated it's getting, and it gets worse when you're asked to combine different particles together, let's say particles for now, to make some of these objects. So you can make the breakers from 2 different objects. You can make you can make, I've forgotten some of the other things you can make. Things which transport items around, and they can be put together, and they can also break apart, and it starts to get really kind of hairy in the brain because you look at it and it's just flooded with stuff. So that's cone stealers, and I'll look at one last one, which is in transport tricks. Let's have a look at this, and it is mobility shift. There we go. So yeah, this is where it gets fun, and this is where you start to look for the D a lot. Like, what does that do again? You know, and you'll get a lot of description. Yes, I'm just going to remove that. I'm not going to get you reading that. So you can, these Zs are not breakers. They need to be turned into breakers. So they need to combine. Here's the catalyst. So you need to put this Z. Sorry, I'm going to call them Zs. That's how I call them. And you need to combine them with something else. So like that, like a dot. So you can have the Z and the dot, and it makes a proper breaker. There you go. This says you make a breaker with a template, which is the Z, and the mobility resource, which is those things, which I just call dots. Now, obviously, these breakers, I need dots. I need to get the dots in there. So I need to get dots in there. Now I've got dots here, and I can make something which transports them. How many do I need to go? 1, 2, 3. So I think I can always get this wrong. This is the problem with the mobility ones. You have to give them the dots to say how far you want this transport to work. But if you're putting a mobility resource inside it, which way round do you do it? So is this going to be a 2 which can go 3? There you go. That's what I wanted. It's a 2 which can go 3 spaces. This is a transport. There we go. And now I can make a breaker. I've really named some things weird in certain games, Ben, honestly. So where do I want to put this? I can probably just start opening this up. Let's open up this one, and now we can get in here, get that tricone. Now we'll need, I want to cart this just one, so I'll move this. So I create a transport, which can be moved just once in here. And I can make a 3 breaker, which I can take down here. So I can open up that one. And then, hopefully if I haven't screwed up, I want this to move 1, 2 up. Yeah, that's right. Oh, no. Pull that in, pull that in. There we go. Let me bring that out, and here we go. Would have done it. But yeah, I've seen quite a few greeting scar. I think the one I've been messing my head up is the positive and negative charges, which, wow, that's when you start, like, gets really hairy trying to figure out. You've got to use the positive and negative charges to blow things up or whatever. So that's Tricone Lab, and I have spent quite a great deal of time in it, and it's kind of fun, and it's sometimes the levels really look complicated and they're actually suspiciously simple. When you get down to it, that level is actually fairly simple. If you can spot what you need, you know, that kind of just one step you need to do, then actually the rest of it falls out pretty neatly. I quite like it. It's I'd probably get on and carry on and finish it off at some point, but yeah, it's a nice little thing, and it's not pushing blocks around, right? Okay, so try this next one. Which one is that? You mean mass mobility? Oh, I obviously haven't finished this. It's got a question mark. It means I didn't do it yet. Ah, no. You're not going to get me to suffer on camera. That's not my job. You have to suffer watching me on camera. So I'm gonna come off. I'm gonna come off that now, and we will move on to Archaica. Let me just exit this game. Come on out, please. And here we go. Okay, so this is Archaica, The Path of Light by Two Mammoths, who are a couple of brothers in Poland. And I'm glad they've got plenty of guys who like Tricone Lab. So this is just a laser puzzle game. I say just a laser puzzle game. What I mean is I don't think this game, so far what I've seen of it, is offering anything which is, you know, magically different to other laser puzzle games. So let me just, it's just simple stuff. Let's have a look here. So I think I need not the controller for this, it's mouse. Right, let me find Primal Well. I can never remember which one's the first level. Well, you've done them all. Hill of the Chosen. Where's that? Realm Gate. Like, well, let's try that. Yeah, okay. Let's just reset it. Yes, it's continue. Where's the reset button? There we go. Reset. Okay, so very simple. Just connect get the light going through the gems. So you've got this orange light, get it through this orange gem, fine. And that's pretty simple enough. I've got my mirror, which will turn, you know, at 45-degree angles, and there we go, it's lit up. And there's a little bit more to it, and I don't know why I kind of love this aspect so much. This is Archaica, The Path of Light. So you can actually move the camera around a little bit. Now the look is apparently inspired by Dota. That's what they were kind of going for. But the game mechanics are based on Sean Barrett's Chromatron, which is extremely, I mean, that's definitely like an old school kind of Windows DOS look that has. And if you look around carefully, you can see these glyphs. If you get all these glyphs, then you get a little bit of nugget. Get a little nugget of information. Once again, I'm not sure I would recommend, wow, you've really got to get into this story, it's fantastic. I mean, it's just a thing to do. I'm not really getting much out of the slow, dump of narrative. So anyway, there we go. Just come out. It's on to the next level. So let us go to Hill of the Chosen. Oh, 2 peaks. Altar of Glory, come on. Oh. This is a slightly annoying interface, I'll be honest, because when I'm trying to move it, it just starts spinning sometimes. Hill of the Chosen. So these are all the introductory levels, so let me just reset. So there's a little bit more in this level. Now, first of all, so there's the glyphs, but you've got these little shards you can pick up. You pick up all the shards, they're hints for the level. You can see there's spaces for these shards. So there's one goes there, there's another one. And where is the other one? You have to like find exactly the right spot. Some of them are really delicately hidden. So I got all the hints. I've only used, I think I used a hint once, but I didn't find it very useful. So again, we've got a new piece here, which is a splitter. If I remember rightly, I was thinking, so I've got to get a light going through there and through there, which means probably the best way, I think the way to do this is have the beam come down here and have it split there. So honestly, I was playing this last night just to like practice, and I was staring at it for 5 minutes thinking I have no idea. I reset the solution and I was like, what? This is impossible. Now there's something else in this level which I should point out, and that's this thing over here, which is, I think they're called stone keys, and if you manage to get the light going through those, it will give you access to a secret level later. So I think, is it something like this? There we go. I can hear it go boom. And there's the secret level. Yes, to select the active point, the world map. Now I think you can see there's a few different colors, and that's where the difficulty starts to go up, because you have to mix lights of different colors to be appropriate for the gems. Now something, I don't think, can we show that here maybe? Let me try and do something, show you another aspect of the game which does cause you issues. Whoop, issues later. Let me bring that, put that up there. And you see that? You see the beam has stopped. There's actually a finite limit to how far the beams will go. You can't just go bouncing around forever, because eventually the beam loses power and dies out. So that's another little aspect which comes into play in some of the levels. So let's come out of there. So the first world is the first real world is the desert city. Let's reset this. Come on, reset. So we have to get into the old desert city. I mean, I like these. I haven't got really deep into the game because I actually find I spend a long time on each particular puzzle. But I like the fact that they're small and compact. A lot of laser games, I got bored of them because they tend to make their play feel extremely huge, and you can put pieces everywhere, and it's a lot of work. And I just don't really enjoy that so much. But so far the puzzles in this game have been kind of small with limited pieces to play with. You don't have to drag things on; they're just sitting there in front of you. You just drop them in wherever. Now, so this is your first level where I've shown you that has the coloured light. So we've got a blue and a yellow. Put them together, you'll get this funky pink. And we've got two funky pink gems we've got to light up. First of all, let's go looking for shards. I want my shards. There's one. There you go. There's another one. Is there a list of puzzle games lasers? It'd be a very long list, but I will. There may be another one coming up after this. The original puzzle game, if you go back in time, is probably Deflector on the ZX Spectrum, 1983. And at the same year we saw Laser Chess, which was published in Compute magazine. So let's have a look here. So this is a slightly different mirror because it only deflects at 45-degree angles. You don't get the straight lines. So what's the way to do this? When I first played this, I was like, how do I turn the camera? I can't turn the camera. And that's actually the point. You're stuck with one particular view, which makes the hidden object thing kind of interesting. So how am I doing for time? I've got 5 minutes left and what, 2 more games? Yeah, gonna overrun just a little. So how do I do this? good one. So obviously I think I'll need a beam going diagonal like that. Let's see. Get that going through there. There you go. That opens up. That bit's done. Oh, and a second puzzle. The puzzles in the pretty much strong of Lara Croft Go. Yeah, I've heard good things about the Lara Croft Go game, which I haven't played. So let's have a look here. Another one. Well, it's not done, as I reset it. But where are the hints? Where are the shards? Sorry. I have to say, I find this kind of ridiculous. The fact is, to find a shard, it's on the other side of the gate, which you're trying to open. Never mind. Don't ask too many questions. There you go. There are the two hints I could use. There's the glyphs there as well. They're usually a lot easier to find. Usually. So I've got this piece here, this piece here. I've just got two pieces and I have to light these two. So definitely probably have to shift that through there. No, that's not going to work, is it? Let's split it. Hang on a second. What's going on here? Wonder. There we go. Put both through, and there we go. It opens up. Okay. I just like the feel of it. It's that the puzzles are neat and small, and there's enough ideas. So let's have a look at. No, wrong way. Just one more in the next area. And you've got these little guys which, you know, can produce little short extra beams. I must admit, I'm not sure how much time and effort they put into these visuals. They're pretty awesome. We've got these crystals which need two beams to light up. And it does start getting, you know, some of them look so like this. You've got a few items, and you're like, I just do not know how to do that. So it keeps on throwing a few little wild cards, but it is quite nice to see them so small. So I'm gonna come out. I think, what else did I need to say about it? Yeah, I think that's all I wanted to say about Archaica. It just looks nice, and I'm kind of having fun with it. There is a page of achievements if you want that sort of thing. Now let's go to our next game, which is, where we go, Operator Overload, which is by Ben Powell. You might know Ben Powell. He's in the chat. Okay. Let's bring that up. Okay, so here we are. This is Operator Overload. I'm going to turn the sound up a bit. I made it it's quite quiet for me. There we go, that'll do. Right, so I'm going to load my game. So this is hot garbage. So let's go through the first world, which is what you have open to first. And it's, as it complete absence of instruction here. So it's telling me to put something here. I put that there, and it's telling me to click on that. Right, okay, that's gone too quickly. Let me bring that back up. So it's effectively a laser game. But the way to think about it is in terms of magnets, and that's why you've got the curves. So effectively this is a magnet which will turn a beam around a quarter turn. Now I have already complained to Ben that the start point and the end point look pretty similar. This is Operator Overload. And one thing I didn't realize, because I thought it was just part of the tutorial, but when you hover over it, tells you where to actually, you've got to stick that beam. You don't have to. I have completed a level in a different way, away from what those the little hints suggest, but they're actually a lot easier when you've got the hints there. So let me come out. Let's back to level select. Let's move on to the next one. So again, that's gonna come down here. So that should come there and then turn around that way. I actually don't like the name of it either, Math GI, main, oh God, I thought it was Math GI, main GI, gosh. Because whenever you look for it online, you just get programming pages. Tell me about operator overload game, it might not show you this. So I've got one to put in, I'm guessing there. That should, yeah, let's just do that. And you can shoot them off at the same time. There's one particular reason I wanted to show you this game. Let's see. Now this level is actually showing you that you can do the beams through the beam starters. Oh God. Right. So they don't. Googling operator overload game gives a Steam link in the top. Darn. That must be because of our personalized Google. It just knows that we're not interested in overloading operators in C# or whatever. I still think this is a laser game, because if you were to take away, I mean that's actually the reason I wanted to bring this up. If you didn't see the laser, the lines drawing, and it was just immediate, you just saw them go immediately. So just like in Archaica, you could just saw the light beams just go zoom, zoom. Then it's essentially the same game. The only difference here is that you're seeing the lines being drawn, but there is a crucial difference. Right, okay, sorry. Hopefully I make orthogonal. There's a crucial difference with operator overload that had been bugging me with every laser game. Let me see right here. I've even got one on my phone. Let's have a look here. Let me just call it up. This is a game called Lasers. It was recommended to me as, you know, another laser game that someone enjoyed. And let's see. Let me just. It's got quite a lot of levels. I'm sure it looks back to front. Let me just pick one up. And you know, there you see a laser. And it reacts very, very quickly. So it's just instantaneous. The problem with the instantaneous lasers is the fact that sometimes you move something into the right place, you're starting to solve it, and it's suddenly solved. The whole thing is suddenly solved. And that's really annoying, because you don't get that moment of understanding where like, oh yeah, I cracked it, it's gone, it's done, just by accident. What I like about operator overload is that because you see the lasers draw, you actually develop an understanding of how the puzzle works. I feel like I'm never shocked by, oh, it suddenly worked, because I'm tracing the path of every laser independently, and you can practice and you can do trials. And that's why I just realized operator overload solves that problem of seeing instantaneous solution, which bothers me with every other laser game. So let's come out of there, back to level select. Let's go to real puzzles. That's just tutorial. Let's have a look at this middle one. So this still isn't too bad. There's a lot of easy. This isn't too difficult. So I need to get this up there probably. So obviously I have to put something here to make that curve. Maybe I put one there. I don't have enough. I'm going to have to put one here to do the same thing over here, there. So that'll come here. Maybe I can turn like that. Have that turn up there like that. So I think that's it. Let's shoot them off. First person laser game, you play as the laser. I feel like that's been done weirdly. Why do I think that's... I feel like I've heard about that. Otherwise, that idea is all yours and you can keep that. So when I see a level like this, my instant reaction is like, oh God. But actually this is actually quite easy. Especially when it shows you where to put everything. So you can easily get rid of some of these. Oh, hang on, that one doesn't go there. Oh, it does? That's supposed to go down there. Now, every time you put something in, it wipes all the lasers out because, of course, the path can no longer be traced. Something's changed. So, actually, so you can just, that's supposed to go up there. That suggests I should put something there. That should go straight across. That one would suggest I put something there. That suggests I put something there. And that one's going to be met by that as well. That goes straight across. That one there. That will be done like that. But there's one which is a puzzle. So that has to go to that one on the right there. Down there. Ah, no, it goes down there, doesn't it? And across. And then if I turn it up like that. So let's see. You may not like pressing, firing off all the lasers. But I find it very useful for kind of just tentatively exploring part of the level one bit at a time. So let's see if I will select. I've got onto the third world. I've also got the bonus world. The bonus world needs you to use up all the magnets. So I've got 5. And, you know, even though I could just do, let me get rid of that. And even though is that right? Yeah. That's not good enough. I haven't used all the magnets. So this is, these bonus levels are a little bit more tricky. I can't remember how I did this, and if I sit here and try and do it, you're gonna laugh at me. I don't like being laughed at. Yes, Ben, I think that's right. I think, especially in your puzzles, there are a lot of lasers, and I think, yes, if they just went poof like that, it would just be too much. I think it's a way of by having the lasers move individually like that, you've managed to step up the number of lasers that can be introduced in a puzzle. There's a mechanical value to them being separate. Just trying to think. I haven't actually noticed any puzzles where it feels like you really have to see them go separately. The magnets also they stop. The lasers stop when they go through. Oh, Steam sales. I got a mail today saying 25 items on your wish list are on sale. In the next world, we get an extra type of magnet, which is stronger. Now, I would just say, the magnet design, I don't know how I'd improve it, but I kind of don't like it, because my brain wants to see this beam turning here, but the C is the other way around, and it has to be like it. You can't have it face the other way because, you know, the beams could be coming from both sides. So I just have I feel like it's slightly awkward that when I look at it, it doesn't help the way me think about them properly. But I'm not sure exactly what design the magnets should take. You can see it turns around to show you that that's the way it's being flipped around. But same color for different magnets. I think it is, yes. Yeah, the design is just slightly different. So I think in a way, like, there's a purity to the monochromatic nature of it, a bit like Tricone Lab, but I wonder if there needs to be a little bit more visual acuity on the different magnets and how they look. But I don't have any suggestions because I think frankly it's something you have to sit down and just look at different designs and see what would look right. I wonder if Ben can tell us. Did you all just design this yourself? There was no one involved in the design of the actual the graphics. Why didn't I just say the graphics? Oh my god, Ben's logged off. Just waiting to see. Because we're on a delay, right? So it's going to be quite a delay. Oh my god, it's 10 past 11. This was all me. Yeah, it's all on you. Okay, right, so, well that's, okay, the music's not you. So that's all I'm going to show of it, because I haven't actually made a great deal of progress. Oh, I got to the next second proper world. And I don't think there's going to be much benefit for me just showing you lots of different puzzles. What happens if you try to place a magnet? You can't do it. You can't let magnets overlap. It's not possible. How do they work? I'm not sure I understand. You can't place them overlapping manner. So actually with some of the levels, the bonus levels, that becomes a real problem because you got this tiny space. I have to arrange all the magnets and make the beam go through all of them, and it's like, why, my head. But okay, so I will move on to the final game. I hope, Ben, that wasn't too short. Back to level select. Oh, come out of the game. Quit. And the last thing I wanted to touch on was echo. Let's flip back to the game, which I wrote a little bit about, and I just wanted to actually walk you through a little bit of the introduction of the game, which I was pretty excited about. Now, I looked at this for ages and I thought, okay, where's the level select? You have to press the button, you have to click. There we go. And yep, that's right. It took me ages to find the quit as well, by the way. I was reaching for the Alt F4. What was for Recursed? It was Stories Untold. So I will just start a new game. Uh-oh, the puns are starting up again.
All our songs were about it. A magical place of life without end.
So we're in cutscene territory at this point.
Untold wonders. But only for the worthy. So our lives were desperately dedicated to qualify. Pinpoint perspective on the great reward. Only I never wanted to go. Those words alone could mean death.
So
when I ran, I knew it meant never stopping to catch my breath. If I wanted to live. And so it was. Yet here I am.
So this game,
Place I spent my whole life.
it just doesn't really care about, giving you explaining everything that's going on.
I feel like shit.
Of course you do. Your wound has healed. The pain is from the stasis and will pass within a week. The nausea will linger. Probably intensify when you start to realize that more than 100 years have passed.
So this is by
You knew is gone.
some guys who used to do the Hitman series from Interactive IO, if I remember correctly.
Your grandfather won't send someone to pick you up this time. That's all gone now.
So you decided not to let me. But you've had a century to plan what to say, and that's it? How about you screwed up the best deal we ever had, or you come waltzing in here giving orders, or even Foster died because of you, you stupid bitch.
Never quite know whether I should interrupt cutscenes. So
I don't like me much either.
I remember going into this and I was just like, what is going on?
Fix this.
And I love the
I
fact
can
that
bring him back.
it didn't bother to explain any of the stuff they were talking about. and I'm still kind of quite ambiguous. I'm still unsure about a lot of things deeper into the game.
Your efforts by laying back down.
Oh my goodness, she's got a.
Fighter skills is common even for experienced long haulers, which I suspect you are not.
She's got an injury.
I suppose you had a long time to mull things over. Nothing I can say will change your mind.
What's very interesting is it's very slow. There is no sprinting. There's no speeding up here. This is how fast she's walking. And it's very interesting. The camera is slightly askew, and I guess that is to give us the impression that she's still woozy at this point. And there's our first thing we can interface with, giant E. It's always nice to have a bit of Chinese lettering. Always makes something feel a bit sci-fi. There is very little to actually interact with. Everything's pretty automatic. This is more about, just, take your time, be gentle. As I said, this is, you may not like the term like I don't, but this is walking simulator. Which way should I go? Probably doesn't matter knowing a game like this. But always third person. That's right, almost like shrugging.
So
But-
where is he?
He? Oh, you mean the cube?
Okay, go this way.
Very good look at that.
There you go.
Sleep. I think you're in for a disappointment. Nothing suggests any sentience.
How slow is this, right? How slow is this?
No reason to do so. There's nothing in there. It's just a pretty cube.
If we knew how to operate it, we wouldn't have had to come here. This is how I see it. You don't answer to my orders, and yet you took us this far, so clearly I'm not the only one hoping that I can achieve something. I can work with that.
Not hope. Respect. For Foster. God knows why, but he wanted me here. Stupid lighter proves it. I suspect staying wasn't even an option, considering how you stumbled on board covered in blood, demanding departure a week ahead of schedule.
Yeah. Respect, then. That'll work.
This is definitely not a walking simulator. It gets quite intense later, that's all I can tell you for now. So, I love there's quite a lot of detail here. I just love the way it looks. And there's a sense that the game just doesn't care to explain every single thing to you. You'll get it eventually. But I just was in awe at how slow this was. Never done a game with cutscenes before and lots of conversation, so I'm not sure if I should be quiet while they're talking. But I think it's really annoying. Someone does a stream for you and they just sit back and just let the game do all the talking for you, and that's a bit disappointing, isn't it? And I think this bit coming up is where your best bit to do a screenshot, the head in front of the bright light of, as it will turn out to be, a planet. He watches the time carefully. This game doesn't have enough lasers. Yeah, there's not even any puzzles yet. As I said when I wrote about this, it takes about 50 minutes of play before you actually get the proper game starting. I would normally be one of the first people who get upset with games which are very movie-like, but I find this is actually pretty. This doesn't bother me as much as others. Yeah, here you go. And then that's where you do the screenshot and put it on your website, like I did. Always with third-person cameras, I just want to see the front. I got to see your face. Do I have to go up to a surface or something? No, it never works. So anyway. You could spend a long time walking around here, which I did do, but I didn't really find anything of much consequence. Suddenly, the planet's bigger. Finally, titles. Oh, I should be clear, I have not finished the game yet. I get so frightened and terrified that it's just there's only a certain amount of it I can take at a time.
See anything but ice.
It's not ice. I don't know that we can even trust what we see. This whole planet eluded detection until about a week ago. No visual cues, no gravitational pull, nothing. Even with the exact coordinates, I nearly missed it.
We're looking for a palace.
Why am I not surprised?
Give it a rest, will you? Can you see any structures on the planet?
You're looking at it. It's all one big structure, planet-wide.
I just love the.
Palace, though. I'm guessing it's some corporate state's illegitimate mining project.
It feels a bit. It feels different
That would explain the heavy
to a lot of the like sci-fi games you usually play. I think someone made a reference to the culture novels and Ian Banks.
You have no idea. Just get me down there. I'll go see for myself.
Shouting in the woods. That's right. Or at cliff tops. Go to the nearest cliff top. Shout at the cliff. Gain first collectible. I'll take a drink for the moment. And I remember thinking, why are you leaving? Why are you leaving? Stay here. I have a feeling I'll need you.
You should get off the surface too.
So it's not.
Strange place.
Okay, let's come on. Go over the edge. Come on, you know this is my kind of game. Look at this.
I'm enabling the suit's assist mode to compensate for your inexperience.
Some people find the banter between the two quite annoying. There's a lot of antagonism, which some people find a bit artificial. I thought it was all right.
It must be some sort of release mechanism.
Yes, you have a cube on your back, and there is a reason for that.
Did you hear that? It's definitely doing something.
Right, so let's explore the snowy crop circle. Must be another one around here somewhere. Okay. Rest.
Look, there's an opening down there.
The suit will
Redstone
stop
block.
firing if charged sufficiently.
And if not?
It will stop you from leaping.
I kind of like that odd little detail, like the usual game design thing. You press, you can jump down if the game designer allows you to, and they say, well, if the suit is stopping you from jumping down if it's too dangerous. I just kind of love that.
The suit reads your intentions from your synaptic activity and receives commands from your voice or eye movements. A bit archaic, but Foster trusted that suit with his life.
Cutting edge doesn't go well with space travel. The janitor alone with the suit and antique.
It's not the suit's performance that worries me.
I'm not going to bring up any of the advanced use stuff. I'll leave that to you if you ever play the game. Where's the way out? Let's jump down, I guess. Oh, that noise of hitting the floor is quite loud, and it can give you quite a jump. Sometimes my son has seen some of this, and every time you fall on the ground, he goes like, oh, I don't like that noise.
It's falling apart. It all looks strangely warped. I wonder how long it's been here.
A composite like that should last forever, but it all looks ready to crumble.
It must be ancient.
It's really annoying the third person. It does look like I'm trying to look at her backside, but it's oh there you go. There's the shader. Got it for you. Okay, teach you to crouch. Right, stand up again. Jump down here.
This place was made for humans. It's not just a machine line.
Most digs have a basic infrastructure if human presence should be needed. Probably also rudimentary living quarters. Doesn't mean anyone was ever here, though.
Grants believe the place to be untouched by humans. A palace built by long-lost technology, patiently awaiting its first human inhabitant.
We're
And
still
you figure this is no more than a bootleg mining operation.
moving very slowly.
Appreciate the contrast.
I generally lean towards plausible explanations. Your grandfather, well, everything he believed in he made up himself.
I don't know about that. He had the coordinates right.
Look around you. This obviously isn't a palace.
You know, I might have gotten some aesthetic details wrong. He wasn't the kind of person who'd
Right.
risk everything. He was some kind of proof.
Yeah,
I
that
really
is.
wouldn't get my hopes up.
I turned down the volume on the commentary track.
You are overconfident.
How is she going to get out? That was occurring to me the further and further you go down. And it did have a feeling of Spec Ops for me, that you're constantly moving down. Right, where next? Okay, we're going up. I lied. We're going up. Yeah, and she suddenly starts walking carefully when she goes up the ramp here, and I was totally with her. I think we should go down here. Okay. Keep on working our way down. Manifold Garden. Ingar? I've heard of Ingar, but I haven't actually. When she does this, I think, what are you doing? What? Why would you do that?
Slippery.
40 hypersurfaces. Why would poor Ponky mention 40 hypersurfaces, I wonder. I'm looking forward to Manifold Garden.
Exactly how these structures then.
I tell you, I'll be honest about Manifold Garden though. He's starting to change some of the
Had my fair share.
lighting effects, and I'm wondering if it's going to stop losing its blueprinty feel
Desperate need
and
or
feel a little bit more
There's never
normal.
bitter disappointment.
Was this with Foster?
Before Foster.
I got the feeling you two have been together for ages.
I've been crisscrossing the spur for 1,000 years. Foster was with me for a century and a half.
So, yeah, and Manifold Garden, I think William has been saying he's close to finishing it for like about, what, 2 years? A 1D fractal. You'll be lucky. And he's recently started saying about he wants different types of puzzles. And it's like, I don't think it's going to be finished soon if you have different types of puzzles. Okie dokie. Careful. Well, if I'm going to be precise,
If you've only been with Foster for
isn't a fractal most supposed to be fractional dimension? That's what it means, right? Fractional dimension.
traveling together for a century. And
So that the
100 years.
was it Mandelbrot set? Is it Mandelbrot? Oh,
Foster's longest was 16.
Julia sets.
I knew him.
They're actually like, they're not like 1D.
interested you.
They're 1 point something D lines or something.
Foster didn't leave me much choice. You don't mess up a job for your grandfather and then team up with the person you were sent out to get in the first place.
You could have just handed me back.
You really are naive.
I think you're doing this because you believe there's a chance. to get your friend back.
You're so
You don't like the
caught up in
steps.
your own-made religion that you're oblivious to
Does it? Dimension 2?
I warned Foster about you resourcefuls. Best not to
Um,
deal with your kind.
See,
Why did you?
there you go. I did my PhD in maths like
Foster
a
disagreed
long time ago.
and
Now I'm just
for a powerful argument.
just showing all the holes in my knowledge now. So it looks like we're finally getting somewhere. Just speeding up a little bit. So the plan is I'll just get you just inside and then I will stop and then we'll jump to the kind of the action of what the game is really about. I think that would be the end of today's stream. So we can't be too far, can we? So I enjoyed just wandering around, listening to the talk and looking at everything. Slight cutscene there.
It looks like nothing of the sort.
You know, you're nothing like I expected from a friend of Foster's. Such an odd team.
An old rescue vessel from the Requisition and a man without a past. None of our marks knew what hit them. And then we were gone. The stuff we pulled off. You wouldn't believe it.
I believe it. I was one of your jobs.
A thieving rich kid with a gambling problem hardly qualifies.
The Geiger Zone, indeed.
Not much of an extraction, really. No one giving a shit about you where you dug down. The only challenge Foster could see was that your grandfather wanted you to willingly hand back whatever it was you
That's
stole.
still to Mr. Behemoth. Mr. Behemoth, I believe it's short for. I
Seriously,
mean, there is a lot of walking around in a game like this. It does, I mean, it changes significantly later, but you still get sections to explore and just wander. To be honest, I should be honest, it's actually quite linear. It's actually quite a linear space to explore. You can't really go off and do other directions. When you get inside, there's a little bit more to wander on. There's some other paths, but right, pull.
It's stuck.
Okay.
I need some force. There's a gun packing a punch.
Okay.
Wow. I like it.
I'm taking the gun offline to preserve energy.
Someone took the TH. Okay. That closed behind us. And there was always a sense about when I'm playing this, like it feels like a one-way trip. So we'll just get inside. And then
Are you getting all this?
I'm with you.
it's like, oh my God. I remember coming in here first time and I'd seen the trailers and stuff. But when I came in here, it was just like, I think I could just spend all day just looking at every tiny piece. Obviously, eventually there's going to be diminishing returns. But, okay, it's a palace, I get it.
You're right. It all looks completely untouched.
So, actually, my children found it creepy when it was dark. But the truth is, it's much worse when it gets light. So, there you go. I want to stop here because, I think you should, if you decide to play this, you should just explore that yourself. So I'm going to just jump ahead to where I am at the moment, so you'll see me die horribly. Main menu, exit to main menu. Okay, load game. Whew. It could be Catholic in nature, if we're going to call it related to the Vatican. Okay, so we're way deep in the game, and now we're at the point where you're facing lots of copies of yourself, all of which want to kill you. And the central mechanic of the game is that the system, whatever's running them, will reset, and it will copy any of the actions you've done between these resets. So you'll see if I start running, you'll see, oh, maybe it won't. you'll see an imprint just behind me there. Oh, being followed. There's the imprint, which means it's copying what I'm doing. Fortunately, I'm safe over here for the moment. Okay. And there's be a reset coming up now. You can hear it coming. Something's coming for me. Let's get in here. What's this? Here goes. Okay. And there's no point going around killing everybody, because they all come back to life after every reset. Let's go up here. Yeah, the first reset is like extremely spooky. They did a great job. Tuning fork there. I'll just leave that for now. I can't remember. I'm looking for some things. Ooh. Ah. Whoa. Right, I'm going. Okay. You can see the yellow means someone's on my tail. Oh, the red's not good. Whoa. Let's eat some grapes. Good one. Okay, let's jump over here. Whoa. Off you go. It's right behind me. Oh, I think that may be one of the things I have to get. Go. Oof. Thank you. Okay. I think that's one. Yowzers. Whoa. Thank you. I'll take that. They can't come through the doors at the moment because they haven't seen me use... Okay. Sounded like I couldn't get... Oh, that's just energy. Oh dear. Hello. Let's just get going, shall we? Okay. Thank you. Let's jump over here. That story's untold. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh! They learned to throw the orbs at me. Okay, that must be the next one. Oh, I placed the key. I've just picked one up and placed the key in to open that giant door. I assume. This over here. Here's an elevator. Where am I trying to go? The arrows are pointing over there. Yeah. They do everything that you do. I've got enough energy. It's downstairs. They will copy me eating. I think that could give you a... Oh, there we go. Let's go down. Go on over here. That's effectively a collectible. Let's pick that up. Yeah. Oh, I missed. Oh dear. I didn't know they copied doing the tuning forks. I'm in trouble. Thank you. Excuse me. Oh, I don't like it when it goes dark. I really feel like I can't see what's going on. Where am I going? Oh. Let's get running. Whoa. They can't copy when you're in the reboot. They forget everything they learned in every reboot. They'll only copy what you've... Well, they've only copied what they've seen you do in every section. Where's the... It's supposed to go this way. Okay. So... they have seen me cross water. Alright, fine. Oh! I don't think I did that very well. Oh dear. Oh! Run, run, run. Can they do the jump down? No, I haven't taught them that. Oh god, yes they have. Yeah, hi. Go away. Yeah. Goodbye. Whew. Right, where's the last... I think there was just one more to get. Let's get that. That would be handy. Oh dear. Where's the other one? Where's the... Am I missing icons somewhere? Something to tell me what to do. I don't understand. Problem is if you get cornered, if you get surrounded, then you're in trouble. Oh, it's open! Oh my gosh, you can tell I never got this far before. Oh, they're all running. Come on. Yeah, it's open. How did I miss that? Unbelievable. There you go. I made progress in the game. Saving. Okay, so I am going to leave it there. Actually, having made progress on the stream. I didn't believe it. I thought it was more than 2 keys. Right. I locked my computer. Very good. I locked my computer instead of doing that. There we go. Alright, so that is a heck of a lot longer than I was expecting. I apologize, and I'm quite pleased a lot of you managed to stay up. So go to your beds. Those of you who are in Europe and anybody who's in the US, well, have dinner. Thanks very much for watching, and I better finish Recursed. I'm very bad for not spotting there was more DLC. Oh, do they have to relearn everything in every room to remember everything from the whole game? Between resets, they forget they are fresh in every reset. They only remember things they've seen between resets. So if you jump from one reset to another, they remember the jumping the next one. If you don't jump again, they'll forget it for the next reset. Right, I'm gonna go. Thanks very much, everybody. Maybe we'll do this again next month.